He's been charming us on screen for decades, from cult classics to network hits to a huge splash in the DC universe. But what is it about Nathan Fillion? Why does he have such incredible staying power in a business that's constantly changing?
He's chaotic good. He's chaotic neutral / good.
And what's his secret to connecting with audiences? Let's find out. The likable leading man. Fillion possesses a natural charisma that resonates with the viewers. Sounds simple, right? But Nathan has that rare combo of charm, self-deprecating humor, and just enough ruggedness.
My perceived utility is that of a nice guy.
Whether he's a space cowboy, a mystery writer, or a straight-laced cop, he makes you root for him. The actor doesn't try to reinvent himself drastically. He plays to his strengths. His inherent likability makes him a great choice for lead roles. However, if you watch his career closely, you'll see that Nathan prefers to play characters with faults, like immaturity, narcissism, and large egos. And his latest part as Green Lantern Guy Gardner is definitely the ultimate example of it.
You play a jerk well.
How dare you?
Fillion believes that embracing a character's flaws is what makes them real. The audiences connect with them, because we all have quirks and vulnerabilities. But you cannot call the actor a one-trick pony, because he has versatility and range. Humble beginnings. Incredibly, Nathan Fillion has been in the showbiz for over 30 years already. Like many actors starting out, he took various odd gigs.
Before you started acting, you were a singing telegram person?
That's
so random.
was one of my many jobs I had working my way through university. Yes, I did singing telegrams.
He moved from Canada to the US in the mid-90s. The 22-year-old has been chasing acting gigs like so many hopefuls, and he landed fast. He bagged a part of a young heartthrob on the long-running show One Life to Live. Soaps might be dismissed by some. But for Fillion, it was a training ground. Fast-paced, emotionally intense, and great for building stamina and discipline.
It's the hardest work you'll ever do as an actor. A 44-minute show every day.
Nathan credits this job for his ability to play a wide variety of characters. Moreover, it kind of shaped his future. One of his more experienced colleagues gave Nathan a piece of advice: to make a list of all the things he wanted to do on TV.
I said, well, I've always wanted to shoot a gun. I wanted to get shot. I wanted to ride a horse, so I'm going to need a Western.
Surprisingly, he soon got an opportunity to do all that and more. Unexpectedly iconic roles. Working with the right people can get you far, and Fillion is living proof of it. Throughout his career, he has maintained great relationships with writers, producers, and directors. For example, Joss Whedon gave him the role of Captain Malcolm Reynolds.
In the first episode of Firefly, I got to shoot a gun, get shot, ride a horse, and shoot a horse.
It became the career-defining moment for the actor. Though Firefly was famously canceled after one season, it became a massive cult hit. And Fillion's sarcastic, secretly soft underneath space cowboy made him a legend in nerd culture almost overnight. Soon he worked with Whedon again, which made Nathan even more popular.
For me, you're from Dr. Horrible. That's
you.
what I will always associate you with.
Post-Firefly, Fillion also made some smart choices. But he had always followed his heart and didn't chase stardom recklessly.
I've never anticipated anything I've ever done to have the kind of legs it always has had. I'm very fortunate in that way.
He had a supporting role in Saving Private Ryan, starred in the cult favorite Indie Waitress, and did loads of voice work. On top of that, his guest roles in numerous popular projects showed his comedy chops, like in Community, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Modern Family. And let's not forget his longtime collaboration with James Gunn. He appeared in The Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy. They consistently kept him in the public eye, and certainly will in the future, thanks to Guy Gardner in Superman. No wonder that Fillion has a fiercely dedicated fan base. Engaging with fans. Fan loyalty followed Nathan into later roles, especially in nerd culture and conventions. He's consistently described as polite, excited, and genuinely friendly. In fact, Fillion loves Comic-Cons through and through.
Now, you consider yourself a bit of a geek, do you not?
I do.
You consider yourself, do you prefer nerd or geek?
I'm okay with either.
Like he has 4 lightsabers at home, and they are not just some cheap plastic things. They They are full-scale, high-end gadgets that light up and make sounds.
My mom, you know what my mom says? She says, Nathan, you have here's your advantage. You're very geeky, but you look mainstream.
Fans reveal that the actor goes out of his way to make them feel like they aren't bothering him. Also, he is known for engaging with the community through social media.
You know, I moved to Los Angeles over 25 years ago. The city has changed a great deal since then, but I think that's just a sign of the times.
It helps maintain that strong connection and keeps them invested in Nathan's career. And each of his new projects brings him even more popularity.
There seems to be no shortage of fans who will remind me, hey, I loved you in something I forgot I was in. But no mistaking, I am most recognized for The Rookie. It is very fresh in people's minds.
This police procedural seems to be very different from any other of his projects. However, it only shows how the actor moved naturally into more mature roles, facing his age gracefully. Nathan smartly chose not to cling to his young action hero status. After a variety of smaller gigs, he found stability on Castle.
I mean, this is the first time I've ever really been on a television show that suffered any kind of longevity.
This was a significant portion of his career, as the show had 8 seasons. Through it, he met the showrunner and producer Alexi Hawley. And when Alexi got a new project, he knew who to call. Still, he had doubts if Nathan would say yes.
I thought after Castle, he was tired and didn't want to work that hard.
But the idea was so great that Fillion agreed to it immediately.
I actually signed on to this project before the script was even written.
That was the beginning of The Rookie. As the role of John Nolan was tailor-made for Nathan, he was able to showcase his dramatic skills without losing that spark of mischief and heart. The show solidified Fillion's status as a staying power in Hollywood, but the actor feels for his character more than he ever expected. Our society is ever shifting and things change so rapidly, you have to be able to change along with it. That proves that Nathan is aware that his acting career may not last forever, so he has to constantly push his boundaries. Actually, back in a 2012 interview, he confessed,
there's a lot of scary times in an actor's career where it's that, you become, every job you think, well, that's the last time I'll ever work again.
I think about that constantly.
Yeah.
I think about that. I save my money, retirement funds. I think about that a lot. This can't last. This can't last. So enjoy it.
And he surely does.
Was it joyful for me? Yes. Did I steal the ring? Also, yes.
Oh, beautiful, sir.
But see, Fillion doesn't take himself too seriously, and that is also a part of his charm, staying positive and humble. Fillion is known for making fun of himself in interviews and guest roles. He played exaggerated versions of himself in Con Man and the animated series Big Mouth. The character on the show was even named after the actor, and he said some pretty risky stuff.
But often they would come to me with the script and say, "Would you be willing to say this? Would you say that?" I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll say that." Almost every time. It's been so much fun.
This isn't just a red carpet persona he puts on. It seems to be woven into the very fabric of his approach to life and work. I learned a long time ago it's very hard to make people laugh. It's very easy to make people laugh at you. Knowing that difference, it's simply a mindset, and it simplifies things. That kind of humility reads as authentic, and authenticity sells in the long run. Yet another thing that attracts people to both Fillion and his characters is how grateful he is for everything he has.
Being lucky is about being ready when an opportunity comes. I read an article. The difference between lucky people and unlucky people is gratitude.
Still, there's one more thing that helped Fillion stay relevant as an actor throughout his long career: bachelor status. Nathan's personal life is both surprisingly low drama and kind of mysterious. He's never been married, but had several high-profile relationships with actresses Vanessa Marcil, Perry Reeves, and Michaela Hoover. In earlier interviews, he's been pretty open about not being in a rush to settle down. More recently, Fillion subtly avoids a straight answer.
Gal pals come in and they have nothing to wear into the kitchen?
You know,
perhaps?
I would love to say that that's exactly what's going on.
But he definitely knows the impression he can make.
Hello, ladies.
Oh!
Think about the roles people love him for: Malcolm Reynolds, Richard Castle, John Nolan. All these characters have a bit of a lone wolf quality. Not anti-relationship, but independent. a little emotionally walled off, and romantic when they want to be. Fillion's personal life mirrors that vibe. Moreover, it feeds his brand. Being unmarried keeps that image open-ended. He's funny, not scandalous, and good with animals.
I always wanted a giant cat. My enormous 22-pound cat. He was one of my COVID choices. I'm locked up in the house for years.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. A huge chunk of his fan base is women who appreciate a witty, respectful, mature man who isn't constantly in some public midlife crisis. It makes fans feel respected, not pandered to. But also, they can project whatever fantasy they want onto him, and it never feels out of reach. And maybe it even makes him the ideal crush. Share with us if you ever felt that way. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.